Hello walkers, and welcome to a beautiful morning in, wait for it, Bismarck, North Dakota. It is 10 a.m. It is about 66 degrees Fahrenheit and 19 degrees Celsius, very end of August, and it is a beautiful day on what was quite foggy earlier. We drove over from Fargo this morning. Let me give you a little shot of myself. My name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker, your virtual travel guide on today's virtual treadmill tour of Bismarck, North Dakota. So welcome. Click you around here. There we go. Please subscribe, like, all that fun stuff if you haven't done that yet. And especially, if you would, in fact, I'll go this way. Comment. I love getting your comments, guys. I really do. Really enjoy it. So I read them all. I try to respond to them all the ones that Google, YouTube lets through their filters. So let's get to it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Bismarck, but first I just want to let you know, we're starting off here. This is, believe it or not, the state capitol building. They have gone with a utilitarian style, which I kind of like. It's still pretty interesting with these, I guess that's copper, but maybe it's just bronze, metallic frontage there. It is the tallest building in North Dakota, as a matter of fact, and this is the second largest. Over here, I'm going to spin you around and look out the view. They've got a beautiful lawn, some wonderful mature trees sloping down, and we're going to make our way from here downtown. And it should be a nice, pleasant walk today. It is a little breezy, so hopefully that won't interfere too much with the audio. We're going to walk over this way first because I want to slide over here, and I think this Liberty Memorial Building, I think it might be the state library. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Especially if you're from Bismarck or have family here or spent a fair amount of time and can tell me the difference. We're also going to walk over here and take a look at least part of the North Dakota Heritage Center. It's a museum, a history museum. I haven't been in it, and I'm not going to go in it today. I sure would like to take a look at it, though. It looks a fairly expansive building. It looks like a sizable museum, and neat architecture. Interesting architecture, and I'd love to learn more about the history of North Dakota and its earliest peoples as well as the European settlement. We'll start out here, speaking of earliest peoples. There's a statue of Sacagawea and Pompey, her son, and of course she was integral, basically essential to the success of the Lewis and Clark expedition. And they came through here, as a matter of fact. There's an interesting, I'll show you this sculpture here. And then there's a neat bison sculpture over here. It's really got an interesting texture to it. The guy's taking a selfie over there. But we're going to pop down here and see this. Bismarck is named after Otto von Bismarck from Germany, and apparently the only state capital named after a foreign leader. I keep talking about this. It's so nice to see all these wonderful mature trees. I love where we live in Montana. I love the landscape there, but these big expansive trees are just so pleasant. Look at the size of this massive tree. That's probably a diameter of 4 or 5 feet. Look at that. Love it. So anywho, here's the entrance to the Heritage Center. Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 4. Today's a Saturday morning, so it's going to be pretty quiet, other than this fountain, which is making some nice water sounds for us. What else can I tell you? Bismarck, latest population, about 75,000. It's part of the Bismarck-Mandan metropolitan area, which has over 100,000. It's the second largest city in North Dakota after Fargo, which we were just visiting. Very cool city, but so is this. I don't know if I can get down this little slope here. I can, but I think I'm going to walk on the sidewalk. What else? Right, so we're out in the middle of the plains. This sits above the Missouri River, which flows through here. In fact, not far from here is where Lewis and Clark crossed the Missouri at some point on their travels. I assume on the way back, because I think they took a longboat up to Great Falls on the way west. And then up ahead we have an all veterans memorial in this grove of trees, which is quite nice. So I'm going to flip around a little bit. This, in fact, I'll go back here. This is the back of this building, but you can see how massive it is. And I don't know if it's all museum or if there's some offices and that sort of thing in there. Have to assume there are. But this is only part of it, which is interesting. We'll say they were missing a bunch of letters off their sign at the beginning, but it kind of stretches out beyond here. You can see some people walking down some steps, and kind of wraps around, and then there's several blocks of building, or blocky segments of the building that kind of wrap around and extend out that direction. And here's an old railroad car. Of course, railroad was integral to European Western expansion. Although this looks like Gratitude train. Guessing it's a 40 and 8 from World War I. Wow, so it was a gift from France. But we're going to go back out to this main lawn, which is so beautiful, so peaceful and relaxing. And we will make our way down from there. I wanted to bring to your attention real quick, I've started a subreddit called Virtual Treadmill Walks. So if you like Reddit and you go there for finding walking videos or anything else, or if you like posting your videos to Reddit, hope you'll go check that out, maybe sign up. I try to post my own as well as some other videos. I've been so busy this summer that I haven't posted as many other people's videos as I'd like to on there or Facebook or Twitter, but I'm hoping to get back to it. Our plan here the next couple weeks is to get back to Montana for a week. These will start posting, these North Dakota videos will start posting, and then by the time this posts, we'll be in Alaska, which I'm really looking forward to. We're gonna fly into Anchorage and explore the Kenai Peninsula. So I'm hoping to do several walks up there, but my fear is once we get out onto the peninsula, the internet might not be ideal for uploading videos. But we'll find out. That's kind of the way I do things on this channel is there are an exploration these videos, and I don't always know everything about these places. I'm not an expert. I can't be an expert in every single place. And honestly, this is not my primary job, so I don't have all the time I'd like to do all the research ahead of time, plan these out as much as I'd like. Maybe someday, but for now, they're kind of a side hustle, a fun side hustle. And I'm gonna, I'll go out here in the lawn. The lawn's quite wet, and I'm in flip-flops today. There's a better view of the Capitol building. And then they've got a road and bike path. It's kind of an oval sidewalk, bike path on both sides, which is very grand and governmental. And they've got some sort of statue out here. We'll go take a look at that. And then we'll make our way downtown, which I think goes through a residential neighborhood, which should be kind of interesting and fun. Got a couple out here touring on their e-bikes, which is cool. I think you guys, if you've been to this channel before, you know how I envy those with e-bikes, how cool I think they are. Anywho, I guess these are poplar trees, or ash maybe. They're awesome though, they're massive trees. It is just wonderfully pleasant this morning. I'm gonna go out here and get a better view of the Capitol. Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Great, yourself?
Good, thanks. I was admiring your e-bikes.
Oh, thank you.
It's always, people are curious about the camera, but they're always a little hesitant to ask. Not always, but generally. Which I think I attribute to not wanting to interrupt or interfere with the filming process, which I totally understand, but is also totally unnecessary. I gotta figure out how to get okay, I think I can get across here. I kind of like talking to people as I film, as long as they're into it. I think I'm going to go to 6th, maybe 7th. Oh my gosh. Got another white nationalist sticker on this post. Just going for it. This is Boulevard Avenue, and that's 6th. And I'm gonna hustle across here. We're gonna go check out 7th. And it's a busier street, I think. Seems to be a bigger road. It heads straight downtown, but we'll find out. And if it's too busy, we'll just duck back to 6th. Pardon me. Quite loud. We're going to make a right turn up here and get off this main drag. So this is the state capitol, and I was just thinking of all the state capitals that I've walked in so far, not counting national capitals. So there's North Dakota's, Utah, Colorado, Idaho, Montana, and I think that might be it. Definitely not Oregon. Did I say California? But I don't think I filmed in Washington State. So I think that could be it for state capital. So I need to branch those out. Add some more, get on the road. I won't be filming in, I won't film the Alaska state capitol. I'm gonna go down one more block. This is Avenue F. Somebody's put a handprint up here on the sign. Can't tell if this dog up here is on a leash or not. I'm hoping we won't have a situation. It's interesting. Doesn't really tell me what this is up here on the left. Hopefully they'll have a sign. The G. Roy Gilbreth Auditorium. Hey, pup. You seem like a super nice dog, aren't you? All right, well, that dog was not friendly. And I had to pause for a minute. Thought he was gonna bite me. He was on a lead. Nevertheless, I'm gonna move on. Oh, sort of tweaked my shoulder, but we're okay. Here's the auditorium I was speaking about. I guess that's Bismarck High School, which is kind of cool. We'll get a good look at that. Looks like an old classic American high school design. And there seems to be First Lutheran Church over here to the right. There's the high school there. Quite an extensive building. We're going to make a right on Avenue D because it looks like we're getting into an interesting little, potentially neighborhood with some cool old houses. Look at this one. There we go. We're on Avenue D, I didn't mention that. We're gonna head over to 6th, and I say that because some people like to follow along on the maps. I was gonna get this software that would track, sort of have a little map and track as I go. But then I caused a problem with my GoPro, which has GPS tracking, and the DJI does not have it. So, Avenue D and 6th Street up that direction. We're going to continue on. I'm going to walk out in Avenue D, on 6th, just so we get a better view of these houses. Little kitty cat. There's another kitty cat. There's a kitty cat in the window. Hi there.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty all right.
Hi there. Whoa. Hey, pup. All right, so this is Avenue C over here. So I didn't talk about the employment situation, which I don't normally talk about because it's usually not a significant factor as we cross Avenue C here. See a church down there, the old building here, but the vast majority of people employed here in Bismarck are obviously governmental, state government and federal government, and then in there is Sanford Health, which is the big medical provider in the region, and Bismarck is a center for healthcare and government, obviously, within the state. In fact, I see the Sanford Health building coming up. And then number 7 is Walmart, in like all those different branches of government and healthcare. And Bismarck's kind of out here in the middle of the state, which is I think the second or third least dense state in terms of population. Very agricultural, very rural, beautiful state. But obviously that means the few urban centers that there are concentrate a lot of the healthcare, and it's one of the parts of the healthcare debate going on right now, or at least that we're hearing about in Montana, are the rural hospitals that are having a really hard time staying open. It's getting harder and harder to get health care, decent health care, out in rural America. Here's the library. We're going to cut up a block to the 5th. This is along Avenue B. Oh, cool. There looks like they're having a book sale down at the library. This is 5th Street. We're going to make a left on. And we're only a couple more blocks to downtown. See folks perusing books over here. I love seeing, I'm not going to show them, but I love seeing kids out having a good time. I used to love going to the library. Coming up on Avenue A as we merge into the downtown area. Nice mural over there, but we're going to bypass that for now. Kind of want to get down to the old part of the city. The state capitol that building wasn't built until I think the 1930s. Until then, as I mentioned in another video, the black building at 8 stories was the tallest building in North Dakota. And 8 years later, they built the Capitol building, and that's 21 stories. Bismarck's also the county seat of Burleigh County. I don't think I mentioned that. About to cross Rosser Avenue as we get into more commercial buildings. This is the Burleigh County Municipal Building. We should get down here to a train depot, old train depot and railway, and see sort of older Bismarck. Bismarck dates back, the city as a capital, back into the 1880s when it was made a state from Dakota Territory. So it's kind of always been the state capital, and we should be able to find some older buildings down here somewhere. I would assume, unless they're all over by the river, which would also make sense. The river is to our right, or the west in this case. This is Thayer Avenue that we just crossed. See how it's spelled there. Another city county office building here. Looks like I see the older downtown coming up. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna make a right on Broadway here and explore the downtown area. You can see the railroad tracks up ahead. It looks like a more modern building over here on the left. But these look pretty classic, historic. See that big one there. Kind of a neat old building that they've modernized with new windows. It's a cool alley to check out maybe later. We'll see. I saw a building up here on the right that had columns in the distance, so we'll check that out as well. At least poke our head up that direction. Wells Fargo Bank. Looks like it could be an old bank of some sort. Kind of gray columned building. Love these old trees. See that up that way. And then we'll look down here, 4th. See the rail line in the distance, just one more block down. I think we'll go up here, another block, and make a left and loop around. This is the TV station here on the right, fairly nondescript. Yeah, I'd say it's a 70s, 60s, maybe 50s building. I don't know, maybe earlier. And this looks like, yep, the federal building here. We're going to come up here on 3rd, and I think we'll make a left up here. Although I should have probably gone the other way. I have to be conscientious, or I try to be conscientious of wind, because of that can play havoc with the audio. There's US Bank. But also the sun, because it does weird things to the auto balance, auto exposure on the camera. Not weird things, but it just makes the buildings super dark sometimes, so you can't see them. So morning. It's an old building, looks like somebody's hopefully rehabbing it. And then an old parking garage. Kind of like this green brick. I mean, I wouldn't want it for my house, but it's a little different. A little mid-century modern. Okay, so if memory serves me correct, which is not always the case, if we kept going straight, we would get into more of a commercial area, more strip malls and chain stores and that sort of thing. So we're going to go down here and make a left. But we're going to glance right to see what's down there, because who knows, it could be super cool. Alright. Well, let me see here. Trying to look up where I am on the. I think we're going to go left here. And then I'm going to cross over at the light, I believe. Because that is the old Bismarck depot. I don't know, maybe it's still functioning as a passenger depot. I'm pretty sure there used to be a Mexican restaurant in there. Remember I was here filming at the zoo, which they have a zoo, and we ate there, and the train just blasted by. Pretty startling.
Wait.
Oh, wait. We're on Main, and this is 4th again. But the depot is over there. I also want to get a better view of the depot and these other buildings. I'm going to cross over here. First. hopefully. Yep. So I guess it is now Edwinton Brewery, that restaurant, which is all good. Kind of an interesting and maybe ugly building material for this depot. Here, again, this is, you see, it's kind of making the building black. I don't want it to do that. It's like these layers of cement that they laid down. It's really kind of terrible. But hey, not everybody, it was probably done for cost reasons, but it sure is not attractive. But look at the Mackenzie and the Patterson and the Blarney Stone Pub, all this awesome buildings over here, which is where we're going to go check out. Pretty cool building. Dakota Stage Playhouse, that could be super fun. In the E.G. Patterson building, built in 1905. Coming up on 5th Street and Main. How you doing? Oh, I'm filming for YouTube for a channel called City Walks. Oh, see, somebody asked. That's awesome. Okay, guys, I think we're at the end of the historic part of downtown. So let's wrap it up. It's a good decent length today's walk with a brief dog-induced hiatus in the middle. I paused for a minute there just to regroup. In any case, thanks for joining us. I'm not sure where the next video will be. Probably Alaska, so join us for that. Wherever we are walking, we will hopefully see you again soon. Until then, keep on stepping.